Hello and welcome to this video from Mark My Words. My name is Tom, and in this one we are going to be talking about the experience that I've had while implementing or delivering the training and some consultancy to one of the major game developers in the world. This is going to be the beginning of the series of movies during which I'm giving you a sneak peek into different training problems, different training approaches, different implementation schemes that we try to implement to deliver to our clients. And in this one, we are going to be focusing on the game developer from the UK. I have to say that this was one of my favorite training sessions so far, because I'm a gamer myself. I have kind of like a love-hate relationship with games. So I love them for the entertainment value they bring to me, but I hate them for the time they consume. So, if you have ever been playing any games, I'm sure you can understand this. And when I shared this with the people at the studio, they said that, yeah, we have it completely the same. Anyway, the company was based in a very interesting building in terms of the insides. It was designed fabulously. From the very beginning when you entered, you knew that you are inside the company that is developing games. It was fantastic. It was awesome. And for the person who loves games, this was a tremendously fun experience. On top of that, this was one of the few companies that really were very close to the company that I would call the one with the right corporate culture that helps people be happy at work and helps people be engaged at work. And you could see that when I had a walk around the open space and visited many different departments that were working on the game. You could see that these people are there not only working, but enjoying what they are doing. It was really something. Anyway, I went there to tackle some of the problems they were facing, or maybe not problems, but opportunities. They decided in the middle of their several long years cycle of development, they decided that they are going to switch their management software. And they decided to go with Jira and with BigPicture. Why? Well, I don't know exactly why. They did the research and they figured that this is the right tool set to have. I wasn't involved in that process, but the interesting thing is that they said, well, obviously this is not the great time to do that, but on the other hand, when is? We are always working on something. We are finishing work on one title. We are starting the work on another title, and there is always something happening. So there is really no good moment to do that. So we decided to do it anyway. We acknowledge that it's going to be a little bit problematic, that we are going to have to put a lot of work into making it happen and making it right, but we are ready to do that. And this was a fantastic declaration, because this comes from the people that know what they should be expecting and know that they will have to put some effort into making that work. Another cool thing that came from not only the person organizing the training, but also from all the trainees that were attending it, they said that we are so open to any suggestions and ideas you have. We are already working on Jira and have been for some time, but if you're going to tell us, do something in a different way, because this will change this and this for you, and this way, and that way you will get more visibility, more value, you will speed up the work that's being done, we will do that. We are very agile, we are very flexible. This was a team of mostly young people, and they are not so used to the tools that they are working with, or maybe they are so used to changes all the time, because maybe the game development market is just the market that is switching tools and technologies all the time, and they are just totally open about this. Anyway, More challenges that they were facing is that they were working with both Agile and Waterfall, and they had to find a way to connect those two worlds. Fortunately, BigPicture allows to do that quite nicely. Another interesting fact is that this was one of very few companies that I've seen that have been working with 1 week long sprints. Right? So you don't see that very often, and they said that it helps them be more flexible and more agile, which I totally understood. Now, they also, the challenges that we've had over there is that they had to divide the work into smaller pieces, the pieces that were easily divided between different teams. So they wanted to have a big project plan, where they could see everything, and they could see that in terms of the game, we're actually here and that's where we are supposed to be, right? But at the same time, they also wanted to take smaller chunks of this project plan and give it to teams, and they wanted to say, this is your part. Do it, right? These are the dependencies that go from your part to other parts, so other people are counting on you to deliver it on time. And hopefully we are all going to work together to get the whole title according to the schedule, right? They also wanted to boost the adoption of the tool with the people that were involved in the management process. So this was again something that we spent a considerate amount of time discussing about, because we wanted all the project managers and all the team leaders to feel comfortable about the tool. And when you're introducing something that is quite complicated and brings a huge value to the company, but at the same time you also need to learn how to use it to be able to perform your activities with the right degree of confidence and speed, and just not be frustrated that you're wasting time trying to find how to do things. Then you need to be able to, first of all, design things in a way that makes it easier for people to use. Second of all, train people in a way that will allow them to perform those tasks accordingly. Also, they wanted to reuse as much as they could, obviously, whatever they already had in Jira. So I've been shown the structure of their current Jira, the division between the projects and how they are using the processes, what process do they have, and so on, right? And they told us again, they told me again that we are okay to change things, but if we don't have to, we would prefer not to, obviously, because that's an additional work and additional training that they need to go with all the employees. So I actually always try to do my best to take the environment that I'm given and try to work my way around it to change the things that I feel will bring value after the change, and leave the things that are designed in a way that it doesn't make much sense to change them. So that's what I did. And also they wanted to keep everyone up to date with the current status and with the changes. So that's what BigPicture is good for when you pair it with Jira. So we didn't have much troubles over there. And in the end, we were able to tackle all of those problems successfully, all of those points successfully. They obviously had to put a lot of work into making it usable, because now they had to put all the data about their project, and this was a huge project spanning across like 4 or 5 years, so lots of tickets, tens of thousands of tickets, and they had to put it all into BigPicture, into Jira, then into BigPicture, then structure it in a proper way, divide it, put the statuses together, divide it between teams, and so on, right? Put the estimates. So lots of work had to be done, but they knew that they have to do it. They knew that after they do it, this is going to help them work and help them plan things in a better way, and they were okay to do this. As far as I know, it took them about 1.5 to 2 weeks to set it all up properly and to just launch the new way of managing projects. So currently they are on their way to deliver another A title for the consoles and the PC, and I know what this game is going to be about. I can't tell you, although I'm very excited about it, and I'm sure I will be playing the title as soon as it gets out. And a last thing I want to share with you is that after the training, like 2 weeks after the training, when they were finishing the last touches to the big program, to the big project plan, they asked me for an additional consultancy, which I gave for them, even though I was having another training during that time. But we do the things we do for our clients, and they. The guy that was in charge of the change, he showed me his program and he said, you know what, I have this big project, this big program in BigPicture, and I'm trying to divide it into chunks. And somehow I'm putting part of this into a different program, and my structure is wrong. And I'm like, that's pretty strange, because I advised them to build this structure around the structure builders, not with the manual indentation, which I always do. And because that's one of the reasons why I do it, because then if you take the part and put it somewhere else, it all fits together. So it's like, that's strange, but okay, let's have a look at it. So he shared the screen, and I dove into that just for a brief moment. And, I started from checking the basics. So the first thing I asked is, okay, I see you expected this to have a parent, and it doesn't have the parent. I understand that. Let's have a look at the scope then. So we went to have a look at the scope, and of course, the parents were not included in the scope. Therefore, they didn't appear on the Gantt. Therefore, they haven't been shown in a structure just as they were expected to. So it was a very quick consultation, but we also had a nice chat about how they are going, how they are doing with the implementation, how far they have managed to go, and how is it working for them so far. And they were really, really excited about going all the way with the process, and very happy with the tool that they have purchased. So I hope that this video will be an inspiration, maybe, to some of you to not be afraid and at least try the trial version of BigPicture. Have a look at it and see for yourself what a wonderful tool that is. Happy to share this with you. See you in the next video.